Welcome to the Selfie Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you are new here and you don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what normally happens during a Wip Chat is that you can bring out your own whip, or you could do chores. You could drive around, or just sit on the couch doing absolutely nothing while you listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. Words are hard. With that being said, I hope you guys are doing well today. It's finally warmed up here. It has been freezing for us, and my kids aren't used to it because we live in the Carolinas, so it's a little freezing. It got a little too cold for us. We had to turn off the heat for a while, actually, because it was struggling and it was kicking on to emergency heat. So, and excuse me, I completely blew off what I'm working on. I just decided to get started. I'm an out of practice, guys. So before I keep going on, what I'm working on is Mushrooms Glow, and it's from Jaded Gem Shop. The artist is Jamuska. This is currently not in her shop at the moment because the artist has a contract with Diamond Art Club for the time being. So I don't know if, once the contract's done with Diamond Art Club, if she'll be back, or if she's going to continue her contract. But you know what? I love her art, and it doesn't matter who she's going to be partnering with. I'll probably buy it regardless because I love fairies. Um, and of course, I decided to get the biggest size that I could. Well, not the biggest size on this. I think this is the second biggest size. She had it was available, and I decided to get that. And I decided to buy squares as well. My friend convinced me to go with a square diamond painting. So I just started working on it. The other day I finished one square over here, and I decided I'm gonna kind of take it easy on this because this is a big canvas, so it's 60 by 80 centimeters, so it's gonna take a while. And I did say that I was gonna work on some big canvases again this year. This is one of them. The other one I have kit up is called Flower Delivery. I haven't really worked on it yet. I've been planning to. I had it kit up for months, guys. But I haven't touched the canvas at all. um, but but yeah, I'm gonna take this easy. Um, let me can finish off my conversation about the whole coldness, and then we can get back into this. So like most of the country, it was really cold here. We got into cold snap as well, but we had an emergency heat keep kicking on because the houses down here are not suitable for cold weather whatsoever. Um, so we had to rely on space heaters for the most part. The kids thankfully did not have to really deal with much of the cold because of I'm glad I planned ahead. Well, Santa planned ahead, not me. Santa bought blanket hoodies for the kids, so all three of them were sleeping in their blanket hoodies with the space heater on in all of their rooms. So, and Michael and Jana shared a room. So at the time, just so that way that they could just to keep the heat going, kind of thing for the rooms, because I didn't have a space heater for Michael's room. There was a space heater in my room, and for some reason it just felt like it was not working for me. Luckily, it was when I went to check up on the kids, their rooms were nice and toasty, but my room was just frigid. Um and it got to the point where it's I think it was feeling 9 degrees at one point. And yeah, when we woke up, downstairs was completely just we had everything shut off just in case. Because we kicked the heat down low. Well, it's not wasn't completely off, but we had the heat 58. So that way it wouldn't keep kicking on into emergency heat, like I said, and then just space heaters on all day long, because it was cheaper to do it that way compared to trying to have heat the entire house. So he just heats certain rooms. So, but I'm glad it's starting to warm up. But now I think it's warming up a little too much because it's supposed to hit 70 this Friday. And what's funny is so when I last talked to you guys, it was just before Christmas, and now it's so close to the end of January, and it's right this week is my daughter's birthday. Like my daughter's birthday is this week, which means I'm sorry for mouth noise, but that means my birthday's next week. I'm not excited about that. Um, but yeah, it's just been like a whirlwind this whole month. Like I just feel like it's been constant go 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 go, and I've been wanting to like just sit down and record, but it feels like I've been stopped almost every inch of the way. And it's been just such a frustrating experience. Um let's see. I'm probably going to go like jump all over the place. I didn't really write things down, in my true to form. I didn't do that, but let's see. So it like I said, it's been like crazy busy for me. Um, so I was hoping to start doing like unboxings and stuff as soon as the kids went back to school, right after New Year's. So the kids were off the Friday before Christmas, and then they had 2 weeks off, and then they finally got back to school. So it was like January 8th, 7th, something along those lines when they got back to school. And the funny thing was, immediately they only was in school for one whole day, and I was like using that day as a break. I'm like, I'm going to take a break while they're in school. I'm going to relax, because as much as I love my kids, they can be a handful at times. And it got to the point, like at that last week, it was just they were a lot. And it was just like, okay, I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna just relax. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do my diamond painting, and then I'm going to start recording on Tuesday. I have a therapy appointment that day, so I'll record beforehand or after. I had a whole plan, and then we get news because we have a storm coming through, and it was all like, just basically because it was going to be so windy, they decided to make it an e-learning day. And I was just like, no, no, no. So the next day, I had to go and start doing. I had to do a bunch of stuff. I had to like kind of one of the things I had to do was like ask my husband to take care of the kids because I had an appointment earlier early in the morning. And luckily it was like a video call. So, and I'm like, okay, can you keep an eye on Michael and Jaina? Nicole, I trust. She was going to be in her room the whole day, like always. And I was like, okay, keep an eye on Michael and Jaina. Make sure that they're going into meetings. I'm going to be gone for an hour. He's like, that's not a big deal. He has had his meetings that he had to go into as well, but he could keep an ear out on them, and that way keep track of them, because he says he didn't have to participate in his meetings just yet. So I did that, thankfully, and I didn't have a chance to really record anything. I think I was only able to do that year in review, maybe no, I don't remember when exactly I did that, but I was not expecting the amount of views that I had on that. I mean, like, my friend Mackenzie, she's all like, do it, and I'm like, okay. I don't like really, I like watching them, but I don't like doing them, but okay, I'll do it, And I wasn't really expecting much because, I'm not the best, like I said, I'm not the best at that, but yeah, I was not expecting that, guys. So thank you. But I did that, like, and I was just so exhausted, especially with what has happened the last few weeks. It has been just doctor appointment, doctor appointment, doctor appointment, doctor appointment, nonstop. And this week I get a little bit of a break. Not by choice though. Let's see. Uh, I was supposed to go for a CT scan yesterday, so for people who don't know what's been going on, excuse me, I have a cough, okay, as you guys can hear. This cough has been sticking with me for 3 plus years. Since before, the whole COVID thing. So it's not COVID related or anything like that. It's not long COVID or anything. But it's been there before it happened, and then when the pandemic hit, at that point, with all the respiratory issues and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to see a doctor just yet because I was nervous, rightfully so. I was nervous, scared about going in, especially if they go, oh, well, it's this. And I'm like, well, it's not because, it's been, way beforehand. Um, so I just been kind of dealing with this cough for, years and years and years until finally finally decided I'm going to go and start, taking a step and getting better. You know, actually, try and get, try and promote my health and everything, trying to make sure I'm not going to be like keeling over any day. So, I go in and like it's just been a whirlwind of trying to figure out what's been going on with me because it's not just my cough. I've been dealing like with hand issues as well. Well, it's not just my hands, but it's like my wrist, my elbow, my shoulders, like on both sides. And it's just been steadily, the pain gets worse and worse. So it's one of the reasons why I've been slowing down a lot more with my diamond painting. But uh but we've been trying to rule out what's been going on, and to the point where they scheduled me a CT scan, and I was supposed to go yesterday. I had already rescheduled it once because they wanted $800 for the CT scan, and I was like, that's a little too expensive for me. I'm gonna have to postpone that until for the next month because it was right around Christmas and stuff like that. It was a few weeks before Christmas, and I'm like, I can't really swing that, especially with Christmas on just on the cusp. Let's wait until when it gets closer to my daughter's birthday. I'm catching up on bills, all that fun stuff. Well, it comes to find out that they were actually letting me to do a payment plan. I'm like, well, I wish I knew that beforehand. So I think it was, let's see, I get a phone call Friday from the billing department. Basically, they were all like, give me my money now. I'm like, good Lord. It wasn't like that, but it felt like that. And I was like, okay, can I wait till Monday so I can come in and pay? And she goes, you can also do payments, but I will not be here after 4:30. And I'm just thinking, but I can pay on the line, like, because there's like all the doctor's appointments and stuff, they're all in the same medical group, thankfully. So I'm able to handle all my appointments, all my billing, all that fun stuff. So it's been a good thing to be able to do that. Um, but yeah, so I was like, okay, so I went on and I was just like, okay, let me just try and put only 200 down. I'm like, we'll do that, and we'll just slowly pay it off because 800's a bit. We were totally prepared just to pay off the whole 800, but that kind of gives us a little bit breathing room. So I will be doing the payment plan instead. But yeah, I was like, all set to go, but I was just such a nervous wreck, especially since all last week. I think I had 4 doctor's appointments in 3 days. Yeah. Well, one of them was a therapy appointment, but I had doctors. It was just so much. It was just so ridiculous, guys. It was. Um, but but yeah, so I was nervous. I was not doing the best. Like my anxiety kind of spiked up, and I've been trying to like combine doctor's appointments too. So one of the things that I did was, because I had the CT scan yesterday, was I'm supposed to go in for like my checkup to see how my anxiety and depression medication's doing. So I was like, okay, I was supposed to see that person first and then go just like it's different floor and just be like, here I am. Excuse me. But yeah, that didn't happen. I get a phone call on Sunday, basically saying that the CT scanner is down, like the the scanner is down, and I would have to call back yesterday because billing and appointments is I have to go and reschedule, and they don't know when the whole thing was going to be back. And I'm like, okay, well that kind of sucks. So, like while that was going on, I went online because thankfully I can do that, and I rescheduled my other appointment and combined it with like two other appointments on a different day. So it's like a few days after my birthday. So it's like one day has three different doctor's appointments, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be one of the worst days I'm gonna have to deal with because not only am I seeing doing the checkup for the medication, I'm also going in for a B12 shot, and I'm doing more blood work. so, um, so yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, and man, yet calling yesterday was not I. Some people I don't know what's going on with them. So I mean like sorry, excuse me. It's just I'm still chuckling over this phone call that I had to deal. So I had to go and call, of course, to reschedule my appointment, and I go through the whole, press one for this, press two for that, press three, or four, and everything. So I press the number I'm supposed to press, and wait a bit, got the elevator music, and then finally I get someone to answer, and it's just like, hello, my name is so and so. Thank you for calling radiology. How can I help you? And I'm like, hi. I give her my whole name. You know, I give her my full name, and I tell her what's going on. I'm like, basically, hey, I was supposed to come in today for a CT scan, but they told me that the scanner is down and to call you guys to make to reschedule my appointment. I was wondering if I could do that. Now, usually when people, when I call for this stuff, I'm very awkward too. So, I mean, like, it's not like, I'm not, like very personable or anything. I'm completely awkward. So, I usually, like, whenever it's like I'm calling for an appointment or I'm calling to reschedule, the person on the other line goes, okay, can you just hold a second? Or, okay, sure, just give me a moment. Basically some sort of an acknowledgement, right? That, just so that way you know what's going on. This person said nothing, and it was quiet on the line for a good solid 40 seconds. And I almost was like about to go, hello, because I heard the of her typing, but I was so close to saying hello, and then finally she goes, like, so monotone, okay, when would you like this scheduled? I'm like, uh anytime really soon, hope please, if possible. And before I could continue on to say, and also could it be around after, I try and say after 10 o'clock for things because of, trying to travel there after I drop off the kids. Also making sure I don't pick up, it won't interfere when we pick up the kids, all that fun stuff, right? And she just went, all right, how about basically on my birthday at 4 p.m.? And I'm like, ooh, that's not going to do so well. Can it be like during the morning, like anytime after 10 o'clock, because I was like just thinking, I won't be able to be allowed to eat for 4 hours on my birthday. Well, and plus, having to try and pick up the kids at the same time, that there was no way that was going to happen. And then she goes, after that, she was all like, okay, how about 10:30? You have to be here at 10. I'm like, but she didn't tell me which day. I'm like, which day? And then she goes, basically the day after my birthday. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, that sounds great. I'll take it. At this point, I was just like, I am so done. Get me out of here. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused, and she didn't go ask me what my birthday was. Usually how things work is like, they also make a confirmation like about my birthday and my street address and everything, and a lot of times they also mishear my last name. They think I say something else. Um so I was just like, I was kind of very confused. And then she was just like, basically she goes, do you know the drill? Do you know what you're supposed to do? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not supposed to have food 4 hours beforehand, and I'm supposed to have only clear liquids. And she goes, mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, all right, is that all? I'm like, yes, that's all. And she goes, thank you, have a good day. I'm like, all right, thank you, bye. But yeah, it was just so awkward, and I was just like, dang, I was not used to that. I mean, like, I had a couple of receptionists before where it's just like it was awful, but man, that was just weird. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll deal with it. I was just like, I felt very awkward about it. But, I got it rescheduled, so it's after my birthday, so I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about, it being in the evening. Yeah, the funny thing was, I actually had to go to my pulmonary doctor um, last week before this whole CT scan stuff happened, um, and do a pulmonary function test. So one of the things was he was gonna see if I had COPD, or if I had like asthma or something like that. So I was doing the breathing test, and it came back normal. He says that everything came back absolutely normal, which is great, but it's also frustrating because we haven't figured out what's been going on. But he still is adamant about the fact that he thinks it is not pulmonary, but it is still rheumatoid in nature, is what he says, because of how my family history is. Even though my test has come back negative with rheumatoid arthritis, he still suspects it's still something like that in nature, and he that just wants to basically make sure that the CT scan rules out anything else. He did listen to my lungs, and this time he finally heard a wheeze. So, which, I know I wasn't, imagining it. I know I have a bit of a wheeze at times, so. But then I got the talk of like, I really need to get my CPAP machine, which I know it's just like, I'm dealing with insurance on that, trying to fight them on some parts of it, so trying to get through that. And man, it's just like that's just like one of the things. And I was kind of a bad patient that day too. So it was the pulmonary doctor was basically my last doctor for the week. And at that point, my blood pressure has been spiking. I did not eat at all that day. I have been just an anxious wreck. It's been, I've been just completely, I was just like so done. It was Thursday. I wanted to get home. I wanted to stop seeing all these doctors. Excuse me. And oh my goodness. Um it was just like it was just I was like I said, I was just completely, I was over it. And the funny thing was, like, the earlier to that week, when I got my blood pressure taken, the woman noticed it was high, and I kind of mentioned, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, my anxiety really spikes up whenever I'm at a doctor's office. It's usually they have to retake it a few times to and they'll wait after I'm done with my exam. And it usually kind of goes back down. And she goes, you have white coat syndrome. And I'm like, wait, what? Basically, I'm just afraid of doctors. I'm like, I could tell you that. um, and it's gotten better, like with some of my doctors, like where my blood pressure isn't as high anymore. But yeah, that was really bad on that day because the person who took my blood pressure, it happened last time too. It was like abnormally high, like to the point like he was like, I'm going to have to admit you to the ER. And of course, that just spiked it up even more. And he goes, well, I'm going to just take your blood pressure after you're done with your doctor's appointment. I'm like, okay. And I'm just thinking, do you not see the notes that, of what's going on? Because like I said, it's the same, they're like same medical group. All my notes are right there. And my goodness, I'm getting more phone calls. So so I he leaves, and I'm just like, oh god, and I'm of course I'm totally freaking out at this point. But then the doctor comes in, everything calms down, and he was about to check me out, right? He was like, he gave me my checkout slip, and he was about to take me to the front and everything, and then stupid me, goes, oh, but the nurse says that he has to still take my blood pressure, and he says he was going to come right back. And so the doctor's like, oh yeah, we probably should do that, so let's get you just sit right here, and I'll call him back. And I'm like, okay. And then I mentioned what was going on. He goes, yeah, no wonder your blood pressure's been really high. He goes, yeah, it's been a stressful week for you. I'm like, yeah, it has been, as I'm feeling myself getting really, all anxious again. Excuse me. So I waited like 10 minutes in that room, like waiting. I was patient enough. I waited, and I was just like, okay, I'm really hungry. I'm getting hangry. Not just hungry. I'm getting hangry. I'm like, I'm cranky. I'm tired. I'm gonna get out of here. I had my checkout slip. I know it's bad. I really know it's bad. And I wouldn't normally do this, but at this point I was like, I waited 10 minutes. I'm done. I wanted to go home. So I leave the little doctor's office area, and I go to the checkout spot. And the guy who's supposed to be taking my blood pressure is right there, and he just says, "Have a good day." I'm like, "You too." I'm just saying, hey, you're supposed to take my blood pressure. I'm like, nope, we're gonna just keep going. I know it's so bad, but I was just like, I can't handle it anymore. And my blood pressure isn't that bad now that I'm at home. It's not, I mean, like, it's still in the higher end, but it's not like worrisome like it was just a minute, like not a minute ago, but like when I was there. And what's so funny is just like, it just oh man, like every single time I get there, it's like they always go, do you have a headache, are you feeling dizzy? And I'm like, nope. I'm just super anxious. I'm just wanting to be done. So yeah, that's some of the doctor's stuff that I've been dealing with. um but geez, I went on about 30 minutes on this. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to just go on 30 minutes about talking about doctors. I am so sorry, man. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that has been happening. I mean, like, I've been just kind of going in and out for stuff. I've been just trying to figure out things. Got a rheumatoid appointment like way next month, so hopefully I get to see them soon. But yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for the doctor talk for the most part. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, short and sweet. I say as it's about the 30-minute mark. I am so sorry about that little break that I had to do. My phone was like just going off with alerts, so I had to go and check out what's been going on, especially with what happened the other day for me. So I'll tell you about that actually right now. Luckily, it was just it was a cat in the backyard, but also I had a package delivered, so I got some trays I have some trays that came in today, and now I gotta wait for one more package. I actually have a Jaded Gem Shop package coming in today. It's one of my Black Friday orders. I don't know if my other one's coming in today as well. Because I noticed that one of them still says that they just it's funny because they were the one of them was like got the shipping label on the 8th, the other one got the shipping label on the 13th, but they both left on the 16th. She was able to finally ship them out on the 16th, and that's where it ends with one of the packages. It shows departed scan, departure, and it says on the way, but it's like it's into the abyss, and it's been like that for since the 16th, while the other one says on the way today, like it's in the town, it got transferred to the post office and everything. Um so I don't know if the other one is in or not. Actually, maybe I should check that right now. I haven't really looked at it since yesterday, but maybe there's an update. I know I'm really bad doing this. All right, let me look. Track my package. Let's see, has it changed? Nope, it still says the same thing. Darn. But my friends mentioned that it could be just packaged together and that just hasn't been scanned. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that's the case. Well, we shall see. If there's 3 diamond paintings, they're all together. If it's just a one, then it's not. So I'm trying to be patient, especially since I have so many diamond paintings, but at the same time, I don't want it to be, lost. So, but yeah, anyway, so I had a bunch of alerts going off my security cameras that we have in the installed for the backyard and for the front and everything. It was just a cat. But I got scared on Sunday because some of it might be a little TMI, but I went to use the restroom downstairs, right? Okay, so the bathroom downstairs is basically right on the outside wall. So like on the opposite side of the wall is like literally the siding and stuff like that. It has the hose spigot and stuff and everything attached there. So I'm sitting there, I'm using the restroom, and all of a sudden I hear something that sounds like gunshots right outside that wall. Like someone is shooting, or something, like for a moment. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's only like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I immediately pull up my phone to kind of, look at the security cams, and I see nothing. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I go outside. I know, stupid me, right? But I was already looking at the cameras and I didn't see like anyone. And unfortunately, we do not have security cameras on that side of the house. That's the only issue that we have right now, is that there's no security cameras. Because we were hoping, like how all the other cameras are angled, that you can still be able to see, everything. But apparently, no, well, not apparently, but I got out there and there were firecrackers and like a rocket thing, like, and it was like a small firework too, like just all right outside that side of the house. And I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? Someone is shooting off fireworks at our house? What the heck? But yeah, I tried to look to see if I could catch like a shadow or something on the cameras, like of someone running off. Nothing. I got nothing. I'm just so frustrated at that whole thing because, someone could have severely done something to our house, if it was like too close to our house and, it caught on fire or something, because that has happened. I have seen that happen. Like someone shot a firework and it landed on a person's roof, and ooh, that had to get fixed real quickly. So I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So, but it scared me. It scared me so much. My husband joked around and said, well, at least you were in the bathroom. I'm like, that doesn't, no. I'm like, that's not what I meant. But yeah, I was just like, it scared the kids too, because they didn't know what was going on for a minute. I wasn't expecting fireworks because it's, sometimes it's always like, is it gunshots? Is it fireworks? And usually I'm like, it's just fireworks, but it was just like right by my house. So for a moment I was like, ah! But yeah, it was just like that. It was so I'm in just kind of wary, like so I'm in keeping an eye on the alerts and stuff like that to make sure there's no one sneaking around. We're gonna get a fence one day, guys. We will eventually get a fence for our backyard. Our house, unfortunately, our yard is like the cut through yard because there's fences on both sides of our house from our neighbors, and then the neighbor behind us has a fence, but there's like no connection between those three houses at all. So um, it's just it's just it's just like so people kind of can get through either side of the house still because there's just enough of a gap for them to just walk through, and that has happened way too often, like especially like with high schoolers trying to skip school. I noticed that when they were supposed to go on the bus, they walk through our house backyard instead. It's like, what do you think you're doing? Get out of my yard. Get out. um, my concern is like people using it to for a cut through, and then they fall and hurt themselves, and then of course blame me because like there's like trees in the back and everything, and I just don't want them to like be like, well, it's your fault for the roots sticking out of the ground, and that kind of stuff. It's like, well, don't walk in my backyard. um but yeah, eventually we'll get a fence. Eventually. One day. Um, see. Let's see. Christmas was pretty decent. The kids definitely enjoyed themselves. I know I told you I was kind of going to go a little all over the place. Excuse me, I am so sorry. But yeah, Christmas was good. We had a lot of fun. I didn't really get to do a lot of cooking. I'm not going to be able to do much cooking this week either for Nicole. Normally, I make birthday cakes every year for all three of my kids, and I think this year is going to be the first time I'm not going to be doing that because normally I would start the prep work and everything, but it's just that I think it's just too much for me to try and do that perfectly, like getting the icing, especially with the plans that she wants to do. I don't want to have basically a disaster with her friends coming over and seeing the cake. So we're just gonna be ordering a cake instead. We're picking one up at Publix. I am so sorry. My goodness. Oh man, and on top of that, I got sniffles and stuff like that. But yeah, Christmas was good. Nicole had a little bit of a cold. Nothing too bad. When I last talked to you guys, she was a little. She wasn't feeling the best, but not the worst. And it was just a cold. She came home and she was like she was already back to happy spirits and everything that same exact day. I'm like, okay, whatever. So she was already feeling so much better the same exact day. I'm like, kid, stop missing so much school. But I'm feeling like the reason why she's missing school is because of some stuff that's been going on, and it's causing her her to feel ill and stuff like that. So I've done that. Happened to me too when I was a kid. Like I would always have like stomach aches and stuff like that, like when I start getting really anxious and I'm dealing with some people who are not helping with my social anxiety. So I would always call home because like I have a stomach ache and I'm not feeling the best, and then like once I'm removed from the situation, I'm all of a sudden feeling so much better. So I have a feeling that's something like that. And sorry, I am so sorry. So yeah, I'm just trying to help navigate that, especially since she's 12 and she's trying to be, she doesn't want my help anymore. I even joked around like with some of the stuff that we've been going with, like because she's 12 years old, so she thinks she knows all. But yeah, I've been trying to help her out a little bit, but it's she has not been receptive of my help. Excuse me. Let's see. But yeah, Christmas was good. Let's see. Santa gave Nicole some makeup. She was so surprised. She thanked me later. I'm like, you're welcome. Yeah, but Santa gave out makeup to her and her stockings. Let's see. The twins. They got like they got they got like a bit more of a personalized kind of stocking this time around. Like in the Christmases past, all three of the kids normally get the same stuff, and now it's as they're growing older, Santa's been kind of personalizing it more and more to their taste. They still had some of the same stuff, but it's been like they all have like little doodads and knickknacks in there to kind of um, make it more of them. Some of the stuff I was jealous, like let's see, there was fidget rings in there. There was like a squishy. Let's see, they got some of my favorite candy. We gotten like orange chocolate. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, Nicole immediately started trying to wear makeup. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I was just like, well, I can help you with applying some of that. I'm like, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I do know enough how to, apply it, apply most of it properly. And she just went, nope, I'm good. And then, like, she was complaining about how her makeup was, because one of the things she got was a tinted moisturizer. And she was complaining about the fact that it was making her look like an Oompa Loompa. And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of has an orange tint. I'm like, it's supposed to be tinted. It's not supposed to be like a full on foundation kind of thing. I'm like, are you slapping it on? Or are you like, I was trying to, guide her that it's supposed to be like coming off like thin. It's not supposed to be thick. And she was just like, I got it. I'm like, okay. And then like she started once school started, she's gone and made a makeup bag to take with makeup with her. And I'm like, are you really supposed to be taking makeup? She goes, well, all the other girls do it. I'm like, yeah, but you have gym these 9 weeks. I'm like, are you supposed to really try and wear makeup? She goes, it'll be fine. I'm like, okay. Oh my goodness. And she's just being her own person. And she was like asking me if I could get her actual foundation. I'm like, no. And in fact, I had to kind of put my foot down because uh, earlier I noticed that she's starting to break out. I'm like, let's kind of hold off on the makeup. I'm like, sometimes makeup can make you break out, especially if you're not taking good care of your face. Um, and you're not cleaning your face very well. So I'm like, let's take a break from the makeup. If you really want to wear it, I would suggest probably just some lip gloss and mascara. You don't need much more. I'm like, let's just take a small break. And she was just like, well, it's fine. I'm like, no, makeup can cause breakouts. She goes, no, it can't. I'm like, yes, it can. Goodness gracious. but but yeah, finally convinced her to. I was just like, goodness, this kid likes to think she knows everything. um, but but yeah, she's doing good. I felt really guilty though last week. Because of my all my doctor's appointments, like the pulmonary function test, that one has been like on the books for months. I had to make that appointment months ago, like back in October, and they didn't really have like a different schedule for me, and it's like the same day as her scholars um, breakfast. Like so, she made all A's. So she got in the principal scholars for from her middle school, and they were doing a breakfast to kind of celebrate and stuff like that. And she wanted us to come to her, and because we weren't able to do it last 9 weeks, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, and I actually was debating. I was actually actually on the website trying to see if I could change it, and my husband's like, no, you've been waiting forever for this appointment. No, you can't change it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's our kid. And he goes, I know this is going to be like one of the first things we miss. We don't normally miss a lot of her things, but this is important too. You can't keep putting your health off just for that. So I felt bad because I didn't want to miss that, but she understand. But I just at the same time, she was upset, and I really felt sad about that. So I tried to make it better because we also had to miss Michael and Jana's award ceremony as well because they gotten all A's for the 9 weeks as well. So they had an award ceremony and we had to miss that because of my doctor's appointments. And it's just like, man, you guys, the school's just scheduling all this and I can't just reschedule my stuff. So we got them their favorite ice cream. We let them have Crush. So they had Orange Crush. And we try to celebrate it at home instead to kind of try and make up for it. We try not to do that. But sometimes, unfortunately, this stuff happens. So, and it sucks because I don't like missing their stuff. I really try not to. Let's see. Oh, some of the Christmas stuff. Oh my goodness. So Jana gotten like lots of craft things, and the funny thing was, she was just like, she was all for it. Like, the next day, like, I immediately had to start working on crafts with her. She came up with me and was just like, can we work on this? And it was like the yarn tree that she gotten from, I think, let's see, I don't remember who bought that. I think it was like my sister, maybe? Or it could have been my mother-in-law. I don't remember. Someone bought her that, but she wanted to work on that immediately. I'm like, okay, sure. So we spent a good amount of time working on that. It was like it was like a lot of metal bits and stuff like that. Just trying to bend them the right way and then wrap yarn around it. And she has it hanging, not hanging, but she has it like standing in her room. Right, she's so proud of it. And then she also has like a little sewing kit to learn, and then friendship bracelets, and then get this, guys. She also has a she gotten from us is a Diamond Art Club canvas. So I got her something off Amazon. It's like a puppy. It's like Valentine's Day kind of thing. So she is in love with it. And she asked me if she could do like an unboxing with me on that. So that might happen. I don't know. My goodness, I am so sorry. I'm going to pause one more time, see if I can get all this coughing out, so that way you guys don't have to listen to it. Okay, try number 3. Try number 3. Okay. Whew. But yeah, crafting. So we did a bunch of crafting stuff with Jana, and she wants to do an unboxing. So we shall see. There may be an unboxing with my kid in the future. I do not know. Speaking of unboxings, actually pause that dot. Let's talk about Michael for a little bit. So with Michael, he got like, of course, this kid got like from Santa Claus, he got a big stuffed Kirby. So Michael's obsession with Kirby has not waned one bit. So he loves Kirby. And it was just such an exciting thing. Apparently, my kids on Christmas morning snuck downstairs to see if Santa had brought them presents. But they had they did not start tearing into presents, thankfully. But my husband was downstairs because like I said, he has back issues and stuff like that, so he can't sleep in the bed upstairs. So he heard Jada sneaking down and going, Santa came. Yeah, Michael got in a big old Kirby, and it was like sitting right there, front and center, just ready to be hugged and loved on. So Michael was, oh man, he was ecstatic. That was like one of his best, one of his favorite Christmas gifts. He loves that thing. He's been like messing around with that, just constantly carrying it. So, let's see. He also got like, because he's always obsessed with countries and flags and all sorts of facts and stuff like that. He actually got a game to kind of play like things that help him with the memorizations. So we tried to play it, but it got too long to with the playing instructions. Sorry, words are still hard. So the playing instructions was just so long. But after reading it, I'm like, I think if it's going to take a couple of rounds, but I think we're going to get the hang of it, and it's going to be a fun game. I forgot what the game is called. If I remember it, I'll let you guys know. But he's having fun just looking through at all the cards. And I did not mean to move my canvas away from where you guys can't see what I'm putting down. Let's see. I hope that that's not been the case this whole time where I've been placing drills and you guys haven't been seeing me place drills down. Oh man, that would be embarrassing. And I'm so sorry if that was the case. Let's see. If you guys remember, when Jaina and Michaels met Santa on around Thanksgiving break, like right before Thanksgiving break, they asked Santa what his favorite stuff was, and Jaina was adamant about the fact that we had to make him a cheeseburger because he said that he loves cheese. And then she was all like, "What kind of cheese?" And he's like, "All sorts of cheese, but I love cheeseburgers, and everything." So we made Santa a cheeseburger for Christmas. He got cookies too, but he also had cheeseburger. And half of that cheeseburger went goodbye. Apparently it was a really good cheeseburger, according to my husband. So he made himself an extra one so he could try it out. But yeah, Jaina was so surprised seeing like how much of the cheeseburger was left. And she's like, "He ate it. He did like cheese." I'm like, "Yeah, he did like cheese." And then it was then my heart got broken a little bit a few days after Christmas. I'm hanging out with the kiddos. I'm in the living room. I think I'm doing like a craft activity with Jaina, and Michael just goes, "So and so told me that Santa Claus isn't real. Is that true, Mommy?" And I was just like, "Oh, I don't want to have this discussion, And so I just kind of went, "Well, what do you think?" And he goes, "I think he was lying because Santa got me all these really cool gifts." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's pretty much it." I'm like, and remember what we talked about with Santa's helpers and stuff like that, because I told them that sometimes when they go see Santa Claus, it's not always Santa there because he's a very busy person, and that sometimes he has helpers who dress up like Santa, so that way they can relay all the information back to him, so that way we can keep going, and like everyone learns how to do the spirit of giving, and it's just a fun thing. And that way we can prepare for Santa. I don't know if I'm explaining it good enough or not. Oh man, I hate the fact that I'm coughing so much. I'm so sorry, guys. But let's see. So, but he goes, "Well, I think Santa's real." I'm like, "Well, if that's what you believe, then yes, Santa is real, And and Jaina was like, "Yeah, he's real." And I'm like, "Okay." So I was just like, it broke my heart for just a moment. I was like, "No, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready." These kids, they gotta keep the magic going. They're so sweet, and it's just, I'm like, I'm not ready for them to be jaded by the world yet. I don't want them to be, growing up and being like, they don't believe in the magic anymore or anything like that. So, um, but yeah, that was one of the little heartbreaking moments that I had. But yeah, the break, like overall, like I said, was a good break. But the kids did get on each other's nerves, and sometimes it was very much they did it on purpose. Very much so at times. Like I would turn around and it was just like someone just decided, hey, you know what would be a good time? Let's antagonize so and so. And then of course I hear, stop it. And just like, oh boy. And then I would have to send everyone to like separate areas to calm down. And it was just a whole ordeal. But yeah, but luckily we got through it. And now I got it's sometime next month. The kids are off for a week because it would be winter intercession. So they're off for a week, and I got to figure out what to do with them. Hopefully, it will be warm enough. The weather keeps getting all wacky. It's going to be rainy. So one of the things I was going to plan. So talk about my plans a little bit because I'm at 19%, so I can't stay much longer before my GoPro just decides to crap out on me. So, and apparently this one had a trash still. Yeah, that's a trash still. Okay, let me just pull that off and I will replace it. So far, there hasn't been really like a lot of trash drills. I'm a very picky person too, so but so my plans today, I was actually planning to try and play kind of like catch up. Um, I think one of the things I'm going to need to do is like definitely get a better lighting situation. So, I mean, like it's good right now as I'm diamond painting. I'm trying to have most of the glare away. It's more up here, but there is a little bit glare, and there's some glare on this side as well, as you guys can tell. But like when I was like for unboxing, it's the glare's just too bad right now because so one of the things that's going on today is like my husband's not home. He had to go into the office today, so I'm like by myself. It's weird. It's really weird. Um, and I wanted to like play catch up. I wanted to like kind of do a bunch of unboxings. My plan was like I'll unbox one thing, I'll post, go downstairs, edit, post it, come back up, and then just kind of try and knock out three or four, in a row. Although I think that was a little too much for me to think that I could do that, but I was gonna, make an attempt. Instead, it has not. The weather has changed. It went from, oh, it's going to be bright and sunny because I knew that it was going to start raining in the afternoon tomorrow, but it has started raining now. It is cloudy, it is gloomy, and it is I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So the lighting is now terrible in my opinion. So I was just like, okay. So I decided I'll do like a Whip and Chat instead. I haven't done that in a while. I was gonna plan to save the Whip and Chat for later on this week, like closer to when it was my kid's birthday. But it's been, like I said, it's been a few weeks since I've done that, so you know. But yeah. So I'm gonna try and get an unboxing done. I don't think I'm gonna have a Whip and Chat for you guys next week. We'll never know. But well, I'll see about if I can have it or not. It probably won't be around the same day though. It might be more on a Thursday or so instead next week. Because I'm still trying to keep it on that side of the week. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some unboxings done. I want to unbox "Catch Me" by Mrs. Buttert, because especially since there's a Kirby in it, I have a feeling like my son would love that. I want to, because I never really got a chance to unbox that, or did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. My mind is going, but I wanted to unbox one of the Jamuskas that I got. I want to get one of those unboxed because it's like one of them was a fairy, and I love fairies, as you guys know. um, and let's see. I want to, of course, get into a Chrysabug because I finished the Chrysabug diamond painting I was working on. Freya, I finished her last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. I finished her last week, so or a week, a little over a week ago. So I love that, and I just want to do another Freya, but not another Freya, but I wanted to do another Chrysabug, but I might have to wait till April when my event comes up, like because I am definitely doing an event, and I don't want to like do too many Chrysabugs. Um, Speaking of events, so I was not going to do anything until March, but I couldn't help myself. I decided that this might be if I do a whip and check. By the way, guys, I'll probably do this one for one more week before I switch to a different project, and then I'll probably go back and forth, alternate between the two. Um, because I want to be able to work on all my event ones. That's one of the things I'm going to work on better is my time management. I'm going to work on the event ones first, and then the ones I like after I'm done with that. So, um, Alyssa from Alyssa Mink Arts and Crafts, she is doing an event in February. It's like I do not know the name, but basically, it's Asian theme and also the Chinese zodiac. So, not the Western zodiac, the Chinese zodiac instead. So, she's has her event all in February, and I've been kind of like going back and forth between a couple of diamond paintings because like I know she said like a lot of the Yume Arts ones I could do flower delivery if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. That's a huge one right now. But my friend Mackenzie, she's doing a dragon event in March, so it's just like I could do a dragon, and then like if it's a big enough dragon, I can kind of have it start it in February and end it in March, but at the same time, I want to get as many diamond paintings as I can this year. My attempt is to hit 15. That's my attempt. I'm like, and right now I finished two, but one of them's a tiny one, so I don't know if it counts or not. I'm counting it, but it's like it's tiny. um, excuse me. So yeah, so and then of course I have this that I'm working on. This one I do not know how long it's going to take me. Probably 3 months, especially if I keep going back and forth between all the events. So, but yeah, I figured I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to push myself too hard, and I'm not going to make myself disappointed if I don't get things done. But but I also know that this is a lot of dark colors going on, so I don't want you guys to just see me place dark color after dark color after dark color on this. Um, so that's why I was thinking if when I start working on the event stuff, it's kind of like pops of color, especially like with one of them. It's like I think it's Lightbringer by Raven Phelan. I was thinking about doing that one. I was like, because that one's really cool. Another one by Raven Phelan is like not the one that has the title of Phoenix, but there's like a second Phoenix one. I thought that one was really cool. Also, Dragon's Door by the same artist, but that one's a huge one. So, like, do I really want to attempt a huge diamond painting? Plus, that one has a lot of dark colors and it's squared on top of that. So it's like, do I really want to do that? I was like, I don't know. Um, but and then one more I it's a lot of the ones that I've picked are from Raven Phelan. So one of them, let's see, it's like the beekeeper. It's like it's green, it's cute, it's adorable, and then like of course the smaller version was like to me is like the baby version of the beekeeper one. I forgot what it was, but it's just like very springy, very like oh, I love it so much. So but yeah, um I have yammered on way too much. It's already my battery's already at 9%. Oh boy. But yeah, my plans are at least get one more unboxing done this week. You know, have an unboxing done sometime this week for you guys. And if I don't do a Whip and Chat, I want to try and get at least 2 unboxings for you guys next week, along with a month in review. If I don't get the month in review next week, it'll be the week after. So that's my plans. Unless, of course, doctor appointments start piling up again, because I do have a bunch coming up in the next week, which is not fun for me. But you know, I'll try my best to keep up with everything that's been going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you guys in next video. Bye.